Story time. And get ready, because this one is actually quite funny. On June 3rd, 2019, for WWDC, Apple finally unveiled its beast of a machine, targeting true professionals once again and finally giving pros what they had been asking for many years. The previous trash can Mac Pro is exactly what it sounds like. Physically and metaphorically, it was trash. It looked like a straight up trash can, and the modularity of it was almost non-existent. The design was made to look way too futuristic, and thus, there was little that could be done to this machine to make it a potent pro machine. Everyone was excited. $6,000 entry price for the new Mac Pro, yada yada, super overpriced, we know the spiel already. What was most surprising was the display that was set to accompany it with the same beautiful all-metal design that was priced at $5,000. But here's the kicker. The display didn't even come with a stand. You had to buy it separately, and that stand, when unveiled, shocked the entire audience with audible gasps and a loud murmur of disbelief and shock. The Pro Display XDR stand was to be sold separately for $999. It's crazy to go back to that keynote and witness the audience's reaction. Mind you, the audience was full of Apple enthusiasts, loyal Apple journalists, and even employees. In this video, we're going to unbox this notorious stand that cost almost as much as a base 21-inch iMac, which does include the stand, by the way. So now that story time is up, grab some snacks, grab a drink, and get comfy, because this is going to be a good one. Let's go! So the unboxing for this stand at least feels premium, as it comes in this super minimalistic white Apple box with a single side having prostand branding, as well as a faint image of the super overpriced accessory. We do have a pull tab at the top similar to the Pro XDR display, so pull that off, open the flaps, and take off the initial top protective portion that is shaped in a way to make sure the stand will not be damaged during shipment. There's not much going on here. You do get a small packet with warranty and other product information, as well as a small booklet showcasing some of the uses of the stand, how to set it up with your XDR display, as well as some of the manufacturing processes behind it. Then, simply grab the stand carefully, pull it out of the box, and there it is. Seems for this price it should be made out of solid gold, but it's not. It is made of aluminum and is extremely sturdy and heavy. There's not much else in the box, so now, be extremely careful when lifting up your XDR display, as the Pro stand includes proprietary components that make attaching the display super easy and seamless. Maneuver the back of the display over to the quick attachment mechanism, and with minimal effort, you're done. It's on and it's quite sturdy. It is very interesting, as two attributes were meticulously considered for this piece of expensive aluminum: style and engineering. Before placing the display on, I noticed the metal arm was much harder to move up and down than I initially thought. That's because the engineering team behind the stand created the arm so that it perfectly counterbalances the display so that it virtually feels weightless. This is true, no doubt about it. With one finger, you can easily adjust the height of the display and feels extremely light. It feels almost magical, but it would make sense since Apple magically just finessed you and made you drop $1,000 on a damn stand. It is optional, obviously. You can rock the monitor having it just rest up against the wall like I did while waiting an eternity for my Pro stand to arrive, although I'd highly advise against it. I did not purchase AppleCare for my XDR display and had it just leaning up against the wall, just chilling. The display wasn't stable at all, just like how your past relationship was, and I was so mortified that one day the display would tilt and drop and crash, and there goes $5,000 thrown down the toilet with a shattered 6K Pro XDR display. There is another option though. You can opt for the VESA mount adapter, which will run you $200. Still extremely overpriced for an adapter, but even then isn't truly VESA mount compatible, since you then have to go and find a compatible monitor arm to go along with it. Luckily, there are several on Amazon and is by far much cheaper than going the pro stand route. One super cool thing about this stand though, I must admit, is the fact you can convert your XDR from landscape over to portrait mode, allowing the display to be viewed vertically, and it's quite a sight to see. In order to do so, go to the back portion of the monitor, close to where it latches on, and you'll see a switch to unlock it. Make sure your pro stand is adjusted close to the max height as to allow space for the display to move and not hit the table. Either way, if there isn't enough space and the pro stand isn't high up enough, the pro stand won't allow you to move it anyway. But once unlocked, flip your monitor, and again, because of the engineering behind the stand, it takes minimal effort. Make sure it locks back into place, and there you go. The coolest thing about this feature is that macOS will pick up on the new viewing mode and adjust automatically for all your content to be seen in portrait mode. It not only looks extremely futuristic, but allows those professionals who do heavy coding or even heavy editing on Photoshop to take advantage of this cool viewing angle. I have been so flabbergasted at how crisp and amazing the display looks, and will occasionally just switch to portrait when not doing any real editing and just browse YouTube and just be in awe. But going back to landscape, Apple finally, after all these years, gave us the ability to fix the height, as the prior Thunderbolt display, iMac, and even iMac Pro had no height adjustment, only tilt. Officially on paper, the Pro stand makes the total max height of the Pro display in the landscape position at 25.7 inches or 65.3 centimeters and goes to a minimum height of 21 inches or 53.3 centimeters. The display will tower over you in portrait mode, however, coming in at an impressive total height of 31.7 inches or 80.6 centimeters. The total depth of the display with the stand is only 9.3 inches, and the width of just the stand is 7.1 inches, needing to be extra thick to perfectly counterbalance that massive display. In terms of tilt, it can go -5 degrees pointing down towards your desk, or up to 25 degrees looking up to your ceiling. That's for vertical tilt. There is some degree of horizontal tilt, but it's negligible. I'd say the tilt for that is only about 5 degrees left or right. And finally, the total weight of the Pro stand without the display is 9.5 pounds or 4.3 kilograms, but once having the display hooked on, jumps to 26 pounds or close to 12 kilograms. So at the end of the day, you want to know if it's worth it, huh? Hell to the nah. You really think I'm gonna sit here and lie to you? You know what I could do with $1,000? I should have donated this money to stop the bushfires in Australia about a month ago, or donate it to help fight coronavirus. Are you kidding me? Even if the price was slashed in half, it'd still be too much. A stand should not cost this much, but look, I kinda get Apple's stance on it. This stand is for professionals, but I mean, even professionals were shocked by it, as is evident with the audible displeasure when it was unveiled. I mean, even the Apple Store employees don't know the stand is separate. Yup, I went to one of the biggest Apple stores in Georgia at Lenox Square and inquired about the stand, and 3 different employees looked at me and I bet were so close to ask me what I was smoking. They didn't believe me when I said the stand was separate and costs $1,000. I get this is somewhat the norm in the professional reference monitor business, but come on Apple, not only was it a PR nightmare, but I think the simple solution to this was to simply include the stand with the display and simply increase the price from 5Gs to 6Gs. It would have saved you from so many memes, Apple. But anyways, guys, this may or may not be my last review for a while, as I will be visiting the land down under, but as soon as I am back, it's go time with the new Galaxy reviews. Until next time, guys, hope you enjoyed it. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you think it sucked, thumbs down it twice, and I'll catch you all in my next video. Peace.